the spotlight eventually. And all the details have been filled in except for the audience and feature date. And we've got a current bug in the system we're working on right now where it does not recrop your thumbnail correctly, but we're going to work on that. And then I can choose to submit the request. Now, let's say I don't know what I want to do with this just yet. So this is a brand new spotlight I've created. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it, what dates I want. So I'm actually going to choose Save Draft. Now you'll see under my draft spotlight, where there used to be the button to submit a spotlight, I now have the draft spotlight. And here I can just go in, make small changes. Another new spotlight. Another spotlight for the screencast, and I'm going to go ahead and save that draft. Excuse me. And there, on the right-hand side, another spotlight for the screencast. And that will stay there forever. Basically, you can have one draft at any time. If I go back to that new spotlight for the screencast under your submissions, the one I've already submitted, and click, you'll notice that the copy spotlight button has been disabled. I can't do anything with it. That's because I already have a draft, and you can only have one draft at a time, and the text beside the button says that. So that's the general gist of the spotlight interface. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the administrative interface. How do you actually approve these spotlights to get them out the door? Now, we tried to make this really, really easy. Hopefully you'll agree. So what I'm going to do now, since I'm a content administrator, I'm going to click on the Content Admin link in the black bar. And what you will see is the new Spotlight inbox. Now, this may look a little intimidating because I am a system administrator. I get to approve content for all roles. That's just in case somebody's not available to do it. I can always be called in as a backup. But what you will see is the list of roles you as an individual are able to approve. So if you are, let's say, someone from OIA who can only approve faculty and staff spotlights, you only see the rows for faculty and staff. So let's say this spotlight is great for faculty. I'm going to see faculty, type in a note for the approval. This is great. Submit more like this. And click Approve. And faculty is now gone from the list. If I scroll down a little bit more and actually want to review the content of the spotlight probably before I submit it, you'll see who submitted it and a link to their email, when it was submitted about 4 minutes ago on July 30th, when it's chosen to be featured in 10 days on August 10th, how long it's about to run for about 1 month. You can see the content of the spotlight with the link to the website and a link to download the photo. On the bottom left-hand bar of the spotlight, you can toggle the notes for the spotlight. So if I click this button, the bar will expand out, and I will see notes for the spotlight. I can choose to add my own note. I also see that it was recently approved by B. Collier Jones, which is me. And here's the note. This is great. Submit more like this. So now you'll actually be able to see a log of who submitted it, when, what the reasons were, even who declined it. I'm going to toggle the notes off real quick. Next on the list is the Quick Edit button. If I choose this button, I'm able to edit some very basic information about this spotlight. I can change the start and end time, the website, the description, the tagline, and the title. I can't change the image, I can't change the audience, and I can't change the feature date. The reason for that is if those things are problems with this particular spotlight, we need to ask the people to resubmit their spotlight. The big thing about changing the feature date is that if we change the feature date, we may end up bumping somebody else who had originally had that slot, and that's something we're trying to keep those feature dates as guaranteed as possible. So I'm not going to make any changes here. I'm going to hit cancel and go back. The next button on the bottom toolbar is Hold for Review. So let's say a spotlight comes in, we're not really sure if it is something we want everybody to see just yet. Maybe there's a typo, or we're not sure if a date indicated or an email address or something is correct. I'm going to go and say hold this spotlight for review. What happens is it moves off into this left-hand side under On Hold. And no one can approve it, no one can make it visible to anyone. If it was approved by any roles, it's immediately removed. And this allows you to sort of contact the person who created the spotlight, find out what's going on. If everything sounds okay, you can go ahead and choose to release the hold, go back to the inbox, and the spotlight is still there, or is now there. So that's putting things on hold. Just gives you a way to sort of put things in a temporary holding area so you can take any action you need to. In the bottom right-hand corner, there are two options, one for prioritize and one for stop. So prioritize says, this is an important spotlight, everybody needs to see it right away. Let's say there's a school closing, or we win some major award, or something we need to tell the whole campus, or at least the roles that have been selected for the spotlight. I can click prioritize. What will happen is all the roles that have not been approved will automatically be approved. I am asked to confirm because this is a big deal. All the roles are approved, and if I now go to the priority section on the left-hand side, I can see that I have the one I recently submitted and made top priority, as well as the one that's already currently running in priority. So let's say this top one is no longer high priority anymore. We don't want this cluttering up the view, because the thing to keep in mind with priorities is that once something's priority, it is bumping one of the featured ones off the bottom of the list. And that's something we don't want to be doing unless we absolutely have to. So I'm going to deprioritize this, and yes, I want to be sure that I'm doing that. It is now gone. Now, it's no longer in the inbox because all the roles were approved when I click prioritize. It's not on hold, it's not in priority, it's now on active. Active means all of those items, all of the roles, well, at least one of the roles has been approved and it's currently showing to the public. One thing that's not on the screen right now is the ability to sort of filter this list based on roles, and we're going to be adding that in the near future. So you'll be able to say, just show me the ones that are active for faculty and staff. But for right now, this gives you a way to be able to, let's say there's something that's up with a typo, you can go into the active view, make a quick edit, and have those changes go live. Last option is the stop button. This works just like the people who submit their spotlights. When they go in to click on their spotlight under your submissions, they'll be able to have that cancel button. When the spotlight is actually running, that button will become a stop button. And actually, let me just show you that just so you know I'm not lying. So we approved the doggy spotlight, so it's up there running. If I click on the one on the right-hand side, because it's my submission, I now get the option to stop the spotlight, which means I'm going to take it down immediately, because let's say the spotlight is for something that have limited availability for, like limited seats or limited tickets. Let's say the tickets fill up before the end of the day, I can go and choose stop spotlight and it takes it down immediately, so I stop getting requests for those. That stop button functionality is the same for the people who submit their spotlight and for the admins, and so you can choose to stop here, and that's it. And then finally there's the archive. These are spotlights that are no longer running. So actually, if I am not a liar and I choose stop here, yes, I don't want this running anymore, and I go to the archive, it is not there. That is interesting, and I will fix that. So I'll probably cut this out of the video. So that's the spotlights in a nutshell. Hopefully this was useful. Let me know what you have any feedback for.